And then I still have like a younger sister, so I can't like just like, when I saw my mom, she was like very upset, like she was crying. And then I just felt like, okay, I need to like...
You need to be strong.
Yeah, I need to be a shoulder for them to like, to lean on. So...
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Real Conversations with Anita. And our episode today is powered by TENANG is Good in collaboration with MIASA Malaysia. I'm Anita, your host, and today we will be diving deep into our topic, finding strength and peace in my mental health journey. Now, through this platform, we strive to highlight stories that matter, conversations that transform, and insights that challenge our perspectives. And we believe that every voice deserves to be heard and every story has the power to inspire. Now, in this episode, we will be talking about the importance of embracing vulnerability, seeking support, and ultimately finding strength and peace along the way. And I'm honored today to be joined by a remarkable guest, someone who embodies resilience, authenticity, and strength. She is a talented singer, songwriter, model, and actress who uses her platform for advocating mental health awareness and to share her personal story and challenges with courage and grace. Please welcome, give it up for Miss Serene Claire. Thank you so much, Serene, for being with us today. How are you?
Hi, Puan Anita. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. We haven't seen each other. It's been a while now.
Yeah.
So how have you been and what have you been up to?
I feel like this is like a more healing process for me. So because like at the stage right now, I'm still like figuring out a lot of things. And one thing I realize about myself, it's sometimes it's okay to take a pause, to have a rest. Yeah, not just like only for the physical body, but our mental health as well. Yeah. So I'm really glad that I'm here to share my story with you and with the audience. Yeah, I hope really help. Yes.
Looking forward to having this discussion with you, definitely. And firstly, Serene, I just wanted to say congratulations. I remember, when we had our previous conversation, you were telling me how you wanted to embark in the Malay entertainment industry.
Correct.
And I see that you have done that. Mm-hmm. So maybe you want to tell us a little bit more about I know it was challenging, definitely, especially the language barrier, but I really like your strive. You really wanted to give it a shot. So how was that for you? Coming into the,
very
Malay,
different.
Very different. Because you've been doing the Chinese entertainment industry for a long time as well.
Yes,
so
correct.
How is that for you?
Well, I took it as a very good opportunity for me because I always love to explore in different culture, especially like coming as a Malaysian. I feel like, wow, if I have a chance to really to go into the Malay industry so that I can know what is the Malay culture about. And especially as someone, for me, that I couldn't speak Bahasa totally zero with that. Maybe the level is just okay, to go to the mamak store and to order hello nasi lemak teh tarik so but because of that I learned that wow, actually Malay language is so fun. And I learned about there is bahasa baku. So I remember there was one time that I was shooting on set, so I just spoke to one of the crew members. I was saya sentiasa suka makan nasi lemak. So they were bukanlah Amoy, kita orang tak cakap sentiasa tau. Kita orang cakap selalu.
Selalu, betul.
So I was oh really ya ke? Ayo, so now I learned something from you. Yeah, and the fact that I really, really do enjoy working with the Malay crew because they are very friendly, very kind-hearted, and they are so embracing, because coming as a person that couldn't really speak the language, but they are so forgiving. Tak apa, Amoy, you cakap saja. Kita orang boleh ajar. Yeah, as long as you are willing to speak.
Of course, willing to learn, right?
Yes. Yeah, so from there, it's an eye-opening experience for me, and I really hope that I'm able to keep working in this field. Yeah.
Well, how has the feedbacks been though?
The feedback about my work.
Your acting, I know it's good, but acting, using bahasa, and that was challenging for you. But I felt
Yes.
that one of the dramas that I saw recently, I mean, you posted some in your IG, the character that you embodied, I thought that was brilliant. The character that you played with the bahasa in English that you use, so that was a great way to also begin. You know what I mean, Serene?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
rather
yes,
than
correct.
you playing a character where you had to speak full Malay.
Yeah, yeah. I think one good thing about the production, they're very, very, very good as well because like they told me, hey, it's okay. Despite like it's a TV station, so they're allowing me to speak in like maybe 50 in English and 50 in Bahasa. Yeah. So and because when I think I kind of know like which drama that you are talking about. So because like the script that when I first received it, I was really shocked because the Bahasa level is so high. That one,
High for you.
Yes, and then the dialogue was like very very panjang one,
Right, very
and then I
long.
feel like oh no, it's like a essay for me.
Right.
And then I
Faham.
was like, oh no, what should I do? So I just try to blend in, and also it's because like the character, it's like a villain role. So usually maybe like coming as a villain, they're more urban. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not trying to like discriminate or
Right.
anything, but like just like the storyline was
Betul.
like that lah. So I think the review was quite good. Yeah, because they can see like a different side of a Malaysian. You know, sometimes it's like you can
Yeah, it's
speak.
not just Malays,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. You can like blend in with like a bit of the Chinese culture as long as you don't cross the line. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I don't mind to like keep doing it. But of course, I'm trying to like learn the accent as well.
Betul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the important part of it as well, to
Yes,
make it
yes,
look more
yes.
natural and in
Yeah,
that sense. Thank you.
correct.
Thank you very much, Serene. Now, just wanted to ask you a little bit more about your maybe childhood experiences. Serene, what has been memorable for you? What were maybe some challenges? And of course, when we go through life, there are ups and downs, right? Maybe some experiences that you went through as a child that has shaped you into the Serene Claire today. What would you say?
Childhood experience.
Yeah. What was your childhood like?
Honestly speaking, I did not really have like a very like fancy, very healthy childhood. Okay. So because it's a podcast, so I want to like to really share it to
Yes.
to the audience.
Real conversations,
yes,
right?
Yes, yes. So okay, so because like my dad passed away when I was 8. So like as a woman, you are also a mother. So I'm sure that you comprehend the situation where coming as a mother figure and you have to like take care of 3 kids. So during the time, I had to learn how to be an adult, and I didn't really have the luxury to really like just enjoy fully during my childhood time. So I think because of that, I slowly like developed like the thoughts that okay, I need to be successful one day. So when actually, in fact, when my dad was still around, he was totally against it. When I was a kid, I told him that, hi, Daddy, I want to become a model one day. So is it okay that you bring me to like those competition? Because whenever that we go to a mall, like sometimes mall they will have like this very small competition,
Right,
like
model search
yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
model search, and then like you will see like all the kids around, like a kids model search, something like that. Okay, so I always like admire those kids, like wow, so nice, you have like a stage to perform. So I really wanted that. And then, but my dad is a very traditional, like
Conservative.
Gina man lah, So he was like, no, this is definitely the last thing that you could ever think about. So quit like having this thought. So after like when he passed away, and then fortunately my mom is a very open-minded person, so she told me that hey, if you really wanted to go to this route, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. So like during my childhood time, and I just like try to like learn as much as I can. even though like I was like very like young, very little. Yeah. So I try to like be supportive to my mom as well, because during the time like she also had a little bit of depression.
Of course.
Yeah, because like
Was it abrupt, your dad's death, or was he struggling with some kind of
because of
condition?
my dad. Yeah, because like she was a housewife, you know. So it's like out
Very
of the
dependent,
blue,
right?
Yeah, out of the blue, like, oh no, I need to like tanggung the family. So
Betul.
she was quite like stressed out also.
Of course.
Yeah. So
And you were what number? What child?
Second.
Second child. Okay.
yeah. So I have to like take care of my sister, and then my elder sister, like, she was taking care of the household, and then my mom was the one who like went out to work.
Yeah, breadwinner. She had
Yes,
to then
yes.
become the breadwinner of the family.
Yeah, correct. So my childhood, I would say, it's not really bad, because of my childhood experience, I become like someone.
Tougher lah.
Yeah,
Resilient.
resilient. Correct.
Okay. But what was memorable, like good experience, a good memory? What has helped you to become this resilient Serene today?
I think it's because I saw how my dad worked for us. So, okay, my dad actually passed away due to liver cancer. So he did not have like a very like atas like education, you know. But because of the love, so he decided to work as the, you know, like, is it called like welding? Like
Welder.
Yeah, welder. So he decided to like go to Singapore to work as a welder. So because of the chemical that he consumed,
That was how he got cancer.
yes. So I felt like, yes, despite like the fact that in society point of view, he doesn't have like the most like atas punya like position, you know, but he is a good father. He's indeed a good father. And from there, also my mom, she was trying to like provide to us, despite the fact that she was a housewife, but she tried her best. So I think because of that, I got like a very, very good value. I learned how to be grateful. I learned how to be like,
So important.
yes, I learned how to be strong. I learned how to be, it's okay not to be okay,
Yes.
you know?
Definitely. It's
Yeah.
okay to not be okay, guys. Yeah.
Correct.
Very good, Serene. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, you know, all of us, when we go through, especially, you know, growing up, we don't necessarily know what mental health is all about, right? We don't necessarily know what the language is. We don't have enough vocabulary in that sense where we know how to maybe exert our identity or talk about our challenges. Now, for you, what was that like in terms of taking care of your mental health? Because I remember, you know, during the International Women's Day as well, I think a couple years ago,
Yeah.
you shared with the audience how a loved one in your family
Yes.
struggles with a mental health condition and how difficult it was. But not only that, you yourself going through some experiences that has contributed to, you know, your mental health deteriorating as well, Serene. So if you can share with us a little bit about that.
Okay, so to answer the first question, yeah, okay, so the loved one was actually one of my family members. And I think she was going through like a trauma that she couldn't let go. So I think because of that, she's slowly like developing like schizophrenia. And at first, like, when we figure out actually she's like not like mentally healthy, was the time that she forgotten how to come back home.
I
Yeah.
see. So that was the first sign.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
that you guys noticed.
Yeah. So because usually she functioned it very well, so it's very normal for me to like to know how to like balik rumah.
Betul.
Right. So she just kind of like lost. So we had to like do like police report to look for her. Yeah, and then eventually we found her just like around the area. So she was like, oh, I just like couldn't remember the way home, and I couldn't recall like what did I do during the time when I was like missing. So we decided to try like a lot of like different method. We even sent her to like the Buddhist place lah, the Muslim place lah, like wherever lah. But it turns out that it just didn't help. Yeah, and then so it's like one of my aunties, so she suggested my mom to bring her to the hospital or like psychologist to have a check. So eventually we found out that okay, she had like schizo, and until today she's coping with it, I would say, because sometimes like mental, it's not just like about the medication that you
Of
take,
course.
or
It's
like
everything.
yes, it's everything. It's
Right.
like the support system that you got from your family as well. So I think slowly she is trying to becoming better and better. Yeah. So I think because I had this like, I wouldn't say it's like it's not like funny, but it's like when I encountered that situation, the first thing I didn't know that, oh, maybe it's mental health issue. We first thought like, oh, maybe like she got like possessed or something. Like we blame it to the spirit, you know. It's
Very common, Serene.
Yes, that's
very
why
common for families.
yeah, I felt like I should shed light about it.
Yes.
So from then I decided to, okay, maybe I should start to advocate about mental health. So secondly, it's about myself, like the past trauma. I think like my childhood really got me where I am today. So when I grew older, and like schooling time, so I also got bullied a lot, like a lot. Like my name was all over in the toilet.
My God.
All the B word lah, the P word lah,
Why?
all the like crazy terms. Yeah, because I think like there was a saying like beauty is a curse. So when because I was a transferred student.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like
From
I,
where
I,
to
I
where?
came from JB.
JB, okay.
Yeah,
Then you came to KL.
Yeah, it was a very small town. So also another thing, because I realized that if a woman is pretty, is beautiful, she has to have the package. It's either she has to be rich, she has to be like she has to obtain a high education, she has to speak good English, she has to be like very posh and like
Everything
you know,
good, yeah?
everything good, right?
Okay.
So because I have this like look, but I couldn't really speak well in English. So like they were like, oh, you're like beautiful without a brain, and you're like da 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 da, like a lot of like negative like comments.
Bimbo lah.
Yes, kind of like that. So I really went through hell during my high school time. So it got me like very traumatized, because whenever I see women, like those days lah, whenever I saw like women, I just felt like, okay, I don't know how to talk to them. I don't know how to communicate with them, because those were the one who gave me trouble.
Who bullied you, yeah.
Yes,
So you
yes.
come from an all-girls school.
No, it's
co-ed.
mixed.
Oh, mixed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But the girls were the one who gave trouble to you.
Yeah. There was like a lot of like conflict lah. The boys lah, like suka like me lah, and then the girl is like, oh, he's actually my ex-boyfriend. So like, how could you like steal him away from me? And then you are such a beep. Like, you know, like it was so like a lot, you know. Yeah. So actually from there also, okay, I
What did you
realized
do?
that
Like, who
yeah.
helped you?
So, honestly speaking, I think I was the one who helped myself. Okay, so because I did not know all the tactics and whatever. So from there, I learned maybe I should like tone it down. Okay, maybe because like my skirt was like a bit too short. So it's my problem. It's like, okay, I need to change. So maybe it's me that I did not know how to like communicate with people, because I came from like a small town. So okay, from there I learned, okay, I just say sorry. Even though that I did not know like what was a mistake. Maybe I accidentally like look at the guy, but then like the guy like the salah, like the meaning, maybe I just like hi, and then like you know sometimes like a lot of things like happen like that. So I just like, okay, I just apologize, I just try my best to really
Right.
make
to
peace.
keep it harmony, right?
Yes, to make peace with them. So I think like slowly it's like becoming like better and better. Yeah, because like I said, my mom was like very busy with work, so I didn't want to trouble her as well. But the principal always call her lah.
Right.
Then the next day my mom was like, are you okay with the school? Do you want to transfer school? Then I said like, yeah, maybe I should. And then my mom was quite funny. Then she was like, if you didn't do anything wrong, you are a fighter. You should stay. Then I was like, huh? But I thought just a second ago you asked me like whether I want to transfer.
school.
And then she was like, no lah, I was just like testing you out lah to see like if you want to change.
Yeah, but
it's
bullying
quite
is
funny.
very, very real, Serene.
Yes.
I mean, you know,
It
the
is.
people that walk through our door at MIASA Malaysia, many of them have childhood experiences, including bullying, and that trauma, because they were bullied, is what today they end up with a mental health condition. You know what I mean? So it stems from that. So, but just hearing from your story, that means you were able to overcome it. And what what you said, maybe it was more about self-reflection for you, and you kind of change your ways to be able to adapt, right? But then at the same time, did you reach out in the sense where did you speak to your mom about it? And I know, you know, your mom, the principal called your mom, and your mom asked you, but did you talk about it to maybe a good friend? Was there a good friend present? Was there a teacher present for you during the time?
Okay, actually the situation was quite bad for me. Imagine like the whole like because I remember that was Form 3. So the entire Form 3 and Form 5 I got like isolated by them. It's like nobody ever wanted to be my friend. So how I wanted to change, it's because I remember she was my English teacher. So she reached out to me. She was like, I don't think you are doing well. And then she said, maybe, do you want to like make a change? You know? Yeah, because I was like under a lot of pressure. Nobody wanted to talk to me. And then every day that when I go to school, I was afraid of people who sabotage me. They will do something bad towards me. And then whenever I go to the toilet, there's always like Serene Claire, blah, 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 blah. And then Facebook like was all around my rumors. And I think also thanks to them, I told myself that, okay, because I really got like bullied so much, I want to become a better person. I want to be successful in my career. I want to like really, it's not about revenging, but I just want to prove you wrong that you said things about me that it's like untrue. I want to show you that who is Serene Claire, you know? Yeah, so I think because of that, so I slowly like to go into pageantry and then like to become what I am, where I am right now.
It made you stronger in that sense.
Yes.
In that sense, right? These challenges and adversities make you stronger. So from pain to purpose, we say.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Very proud of you, Serene. Thank you for sharing that. Because, you know, bullying is something very close to my heart in the sense where my daughter got bullied a lot when she was, growing up especially in a primary, middle, secondary school. But eventually what happened was I transferred her because when that environment doesn't change, every single day she needs to go through that. And it was something that it wasn't possible for her already. I think it was at one point where she came down one day and she just broke down. And it broke my heart. She said, Mommy, I can't do this anymore. She tried. You know, at first when she came back with all the stories, my husband and I, at first, we were trying to build her. So kadang-kadang marah, you know, things like that. And say, you know, you got to stand up for yourself. I think we become very reactive because we feel like when somebody bullies you, why are you not standing up for yourself? Without really understanding it from her point of view. Because there's only one of her. There's many of them. And when you are many, it's easier for you to do something, to create harm, right? So I think eventually when we went through, I mean, this is just to share, you know, to all of you who are listening and watching, the pathway of how the complaint happened. Because we went through the teachers, we went through the head of school, we went through the principal, and then the CEO of the school. And not much was done. And so I knew that if I didn't do something about it, it will get worse for her. Because at that point, Serene, she was already losing confidence, right? Because she has always been a very confident person. She's also a person who is very, her self-awareness is very high at the same time. And she's very knowledgeable about mental health, obviously, because I do this, right? So she's very exposed to it. And I think for her, and I acknowledge this privilege, we were able to transfer her out. So once we changed schools, she immediately became better because the environment was changed, right? So now that you don't have that same environment, when you go to school, you know it's safe. Now, schools must be a place that is safe for children, right? The moment it's unsafe, why do we allow this to happen to our children, right? So more things needs to be done. And that's why I'd like to talk about bullying. And thank you for sharing that story, because I feel we are not talking about it enough. The impact of bullying, right? And what support and help needs to happen within schools, within families, right? Within communities, right? Like what you said, right? Instead of, that you're not at fault, but yet you change yourself, right? To be able to manage what was happening to you, right? But that's not healthy now, right? Because you're just taking it all in. And betul? And of course, that experience has also affected who you are today, right? Either positively or negatively as well.
Yes, correct. Couldn't agree more.
So thank you very much. Now, when we talk about mental health, it's not, we say, it's ups and downs, right? Sometimes our mental health is in a good state. Sometimes, of course, we are affected more, depending on what we're doing in our daily lives, right? If we're really tired, of course, our mental health is affected, right? So we say a lot of ups and downs. So now, for someone, what would you say who is just going through maybe the beginning of a trauma, some bad experience, negative experience, in today's world, a lot of gender-based violence, especially women going through discrimination. What would you say? What do they need to do at this point, Serene, if they're going through something?
Okay, for me, I'll try to think about, is this happening because of my contribution first? Okay, firstly, I'll try to think about it.
Self-reflect.
Yes.
Okay.
So because for me, I'm a person that I don't like to always push blame to other people, because you take two hands to clap. So okay, I'll do self-reflection at first, and then okay, I'll try to figure out okay, if this is the scenario, this is actually happening. Okay, so if I find this okay, it's abnormal, it's actually really harmful towards me, I will have to reach out to someone. So of course, the first person would be our best friends or your loved one or your family. So after I spoke to them, if I feel the situation was not changing, so maybe I need to seek help to the professional to go for therapy. Yeah. Yes. Because if you say it's sexual harassment, it's different story. I also encountered this before, and yeah. So the thing that I did was not really ideal because I posted it online, and which I did not know it will make such a big impact about it. A lot of people they reach out to me, they were oh, I think I know who is this person. Oh, because I kind of address it this person, it's someone working in the industry. He's
a little more specifics in that sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were oh, I know this guy because he has been doing this
to other people as well.
Yeah. So it's good that you speak about it. I was what? I didn't know about that. So if I knew it earlier, I don't think I would just post it online. I think the first thing I would do is to go to
report it.
Yes.
What was the intention though? Because I see a lot of people do that as well.
Yeah.
What is the intention behind posting it immediately? Just to create the awareness, or were you venting? What would you say?
I think more towards, for me, my position was I was just venting. I want to ask for opinion. Is it common that this thing is happening, Because I was in shock. What? How could this person do this, and then not just once and twice? I just completely gone. So when I spoke about it, because the question that I asked was, is it what if the yeah. So because of the IG story, and then so that I know that okay, it's something very serious. Okay, so my friend also suggested me that I think I should go to do a police report, because coming from my point of view back then, I felt like, okay, to rely on police might not be like the best solution, because we always have this impression that they might not going to do anything, and
Right.
coming from like
They might blame you.
yes, and because I was at like a bar kind of thing, so like they might have this perception that, okay, maybe you were the one, who engaged this, and of course, like when this thing happened, it did not have like evidence. So was I supposed to like, okay, before you touch me, I need to like record you first? It's impossible, right? So even if, yes, I even went to the police station, I lodged a police report, and then they asked for like evidence. Yes. So the police officer asked me, is there anyone who witnessed this? Do you have like any like video that you could show us? So imagine it's a bar lah. So like it's not like this, it's not like this kind of setting, not bright, So how could they like possibly to give you the footage? So because of that lah, so I also learned like, okay, what is the most like wise decision that I should make during the time? So the first thing that I shouldn't post it online. It's totally like no, yeah. So if you ask me like how to handle like situation or trauma, it depends on what is the cause of it.
But what if it was a sexual harassment, like what you just said? So just go straight to the police.
Straight to
right?
the police.
Even though the police might not believe you.
Yeah, at least you have a profile. And then because also we have to think of our personal like keselamatan.
Right, safety, right?
Yeah, because like what if you posted it online and then this person, he could have just like get someone to like
Right,
do
something bad,
something.
it can worsen the situation.
yeah.
Yes.
So I
Faham.
think the first thing, no matter like whether the police is going to do anything, at least you have a report. So if they do something to you,
Now you have the report
yes,
already.
and the police is able to help us, because that would be the biggest evidence that, okay, he's trying to harm me, because I reported it. Yeah, so I think this is the wise move. I hope like young women also like, if they ever like encounter this situation, they have to like raise this out. Yeah, because I saw like a lot of like news is reporting, like not just in Malaysia, even like in Korea, Japan, like overseas, they just like remain silent. Even if they saw it like, okay, this is actually happening in front of my face, like they just like walk away. So I was like, what is going on in this world? Like, yeah. So I think to lodge a police report is a must to do, no matter how.
I think, it's very interesting. Thank you, Serene, for sharing that. Not just sexual harassment, anything that we go through in life, right? I think recently in the news, we've seen a lot of things where our society becoming bystanders. Very unfortunate when we see such events. And I really hope, through such awareness, people like us and more people talking about this, normalizing such conversations, that we can empower the society to do something when such things happens. Even if, like what you said, even in a situation where we see aggression happening and we're afraid, and hence why we don't want to do anything, but you have your phone. You can always record, you can always call the police, you can always call the authority, you can do something, right? Even if you can't interfere during the time that, whatever is progressing, right? Whether, like recently we saw a person with disability being hit, and everyone was just standing, not doing anything. And I think in today's world, bare minimum, again, everyone has a phone. You have a voice. You can scream and shout for help.
Yes.
Yes?
Correct.
Not just watch and not doing anything, right? And like what you said, what about in a situation where you see someone being physically bullied, sexually bullied, right? Especially in schools. It's so unfortunate that, again, coming back to the school situation, in college, university, we still see these things happening a lot, Serene, you know? And really like what you said, echoing from what you said, you've seen it on social media. People do talk about it on social media, and I think it's okay to talk about it on social media, just giving the awareness out there, not disclosing much information, so that people out there can also help, right? It can also pave way for the next person. Maybe you lodge a police report, the police is not doing anything for you. But if the next person does it, maybe in that situation, the police can do something about it. But bare minimum, report.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's the key that we're trying to get to. Now, what has been the most, because you've gone through a lot just from this, 30 minutes that we're speaking, there's a lot that you have already gone through. Bullying itself, sexual harassment, your sister going through mental health challenges, your dad passing away at a very young age, going through, I would say, a difficult and challenging childhood, yeah? What has helped you, Serene? I know you're smiling, you're laughing as you're talking to me, and I know it's not easy. So, what are some things that you use to help yourself, or maybe some resources? What are maybe some of your coping maybe mechanisms?
Honestly speaking, I do believe in like religion. Okay, I'm not going to speak like whichever religion, but for me, it's like ever since I go back to like my God, so I really felt like there was like a healing from.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's not just like from God, it's also like coming from the community that we are in. Yeah, because like in this world, everything is very fast paced and like we can't really like trust anyone easily. So I think like to have a healthy a community is very important for us. Yeah, besides like having good friends, So like how I cope with it, it's through prayer.
Prayers. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. I know it's a bit like cliche to talk
No,
about
it's
it,
not.
right? Because I believe that a lot of people they would reach out to like therapies, counselor, or like they would even like write it down.
Right, journaling and all of that, yeah.
That is also very helpful.
It is.
But for me, it's like if I pray, so it's like whatever like was like happening to me, I would just like speak it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to God, right?
Yes,
One to
talk to
one.
God. So
Yeah.
like I can feel it like okay. So whenever I do like prayers, I really felt like the sense of like peace and the calm. So like I don't know, like for me, like besides like of course like besides like going to like to church and everything, and I think I try to like change my thoughts towards things, because sometimes like okay, because we had this like coping mechanism, and then like okay, if this is not working, so I think like okay, how to think of this like issue in a good way, as in like do I learn something from there? Because instead of like okay, I just blame like about my mom lah, my
Looking at it
friends lah.
negatively, right?
Yeah, because I always believe in like God want us to go through something for like something better.
Right. A reason. There's a reason behind it.
Yes, correct. So I think like the thoughts, it's everything lah. Yeah. So
Very good. Thank you, Serene. I really like what you just shared, because spirituality and religion is actually one of the key components.
yes,
It's a big protective factor, we say, when we go through any kind of challenges. And even for me, going through my own mental health challenges, spirituality, going back to religion, was one of my key components to healing as well. Then that was when I guess I would say, went back to religion in that sense, right? Because we must trust in His wisdom, right?
Yes.
We must trust the unknown. We might not understand the reasons behind it, but eventually we will.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, maybe after we die, right? Maybe when we go to heaven. But at least, we are relying on a higher power in that sense, right? And that gives you peace. Like what you said, no matter what religion and what faith, right? But when you go back to spirituality, and I think that's so important, and we see that a lot in the work that MIASA does, when somebody, even if we have some people that come in and say, oh, I don't really know what my hobbies are, I don't really have any good coping mechanisms, but then I pray, and that prayer is what keeps the person together, right? So we see that a lot in a lot of people who struggle as well, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. Thank you very much, Serene, for sharing that. Now, if you could say something to your younger self, what would it be, Serene? Serene now, talking to the young Serene, maybe at the age of 10 years old, after your dad, passed away. Now you're going through a lot of hardships. And then you're going to go through the bullying phase. What would you say to the young Serene?
Wow, it's very emotional.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I will tell her that it's okay to be vulnerable. Okay, because like the way how I cope with like a lot of problems when I was a kid, I was not like fortunate enough like to have like a mother figure like yourself, that someone is like being very protective towards your daughter. So a lot of times that I learned that I have to be strong, like I have to like just like tahan lah,
Suck
like,
it in, right?
Yeah, to suck it in. So like it goes back to like the introduction that I said it to you. Like honestly speaking, like now is a stage where it's a healing stage for me, because only like these days I notice that, hey Serene, you have not been like healing yourself. A lot of things that I just like, okay, it's me, it's my fault. It's because that I'm not like strong enough. It's because like I don't have like a big heart.
Right.
For me-
Self-blaming.
Yeah, for me to like to be strong, to go through hardship. But if I ever had the opportunity, I really wanted to like pat a shoulder. It's okay to cry, because in fact that when I was 8 years old, so when I witnessed my dad pass away, and then because I back then I was a Buddhist, like okay, so we hold like the, what is that called, like
The what? Principles?
after the person like died, then you need to like
The
send,
afterlife?
yes. So like I, during the time that we had to send like the coffin, I don't know how to put that in words, like so we have to like send my dad away. Yeah. And then when this happened, I was like standing in the corner in my room, because we held the ceremony at home. So I was like hiding in my room, and then I just like, okay, keep telling myself that it's okay, don't cry. You need to be strong, because like you don't want anyone to like worry about you. So it's like you need to like still like to behave, you know. And then I still have like a younger sister, so I can't like just like, when I saw my mom, she was like very upset, like she was crying, and then I just felt like, okay, I need to like,
You need to be strong.
yeah, I need to be a shoulder for them to like to lean on. So I just like, okay. So when my cousin, she was like knocking the door, she was like, hey Serene, you need to come out, because like this is the last time that you will ever like see your dad. So I was like, okay. So I just like, when I opened the door, I just like remain like very calm and like very happy. Not like happy, but
Yeah,
like just
composed,
like,
yeah.
hey, you know, like try to be like bubbly.
Yeah.
So I, in a way that I felt like I shouldn't have done that to myself. I should,
Just cry, yeah?
yeah, be a very like innocent child. Yeah. So I think it's because of that. So I slowly, it's like, even though like, yeah, during the time that, yeah, I was going through like bully, I was going through like a lot of hardship, but I did not want to really share to my mom, because I knew that, is she going to change the situation? I don't think so, because unless like I move, because we just like baru like just like transferred to a new school. So because of the bullying case, I need to transfer to another school again. So I really like try to like figure it out, you know. So I felt like, okay, it's okay. I don't think like it's going to help, or it's going to change the situation. So might as well I would just like suffocate it, and then I just changed myself, like how I spoke to you. So which is very true, that we shouldn't like just take it like everything, like it's unhealthy. Yes, it is. So I also do hope that through this podcast, like to the mothers out there, if you ever like notice something is wrong to your kids, we as like as a mother figure, then probably we need to like to pay more attention. Yeah. So instead of like to blame the child, or maybe it's your problem, your face problem lah, whatever problem lah,
Or dismiss it,
yeah,
dismissing it. Yeah.
you need to change lah. So I think it's okay to like to see the both side, but if this thing is like affecting your child
You
so
must do
much,
something about it.
yes, correct. So I also do hope that I don't want people to go through my phase. Although yes, I learn hard. I learn it in a hard way. I'm good, I'm strong. It's just that it's not nice.
Yeah, you
Because-
wouldn't want to wish
yeah.
it upon another person.
Yeah. I think I'm really thankful for the fact that I am naturally, maybe I'm a strong person, but what if I'm not? I might not be sitting here talking to you. I might not be even like
Here today.
here,
Correct.
So I really hope to shed light about like mental health when it comes to like traumas or like decision making. Like, are you really happy? Are you just happy, or are you like contented? So we need to ask ourselves, because especially like in the work industry as well, a lot of times that our boss they are just seeking for like result. But what about you? Of course, your boss, he will be seeking for result because he's the one who pay you. But we are the one who is going to responsible for our mental health. Are we happy, or we are just like doing this for the sake of money? Yes, money is very important, but our happiness is equally important as well. So I just hope that like all of us, we could have like a happy workplace,
Right.
even though like
Open conversation,
open conversation, that this is going to be very helpful for both parties, because a lot of times that we will be like, okay, the boss is very, very terrible, so I'm not going to talk to him, I'll just like keep it to myself. But your boss might not know like what is going on with you. Yeah, just an example lah. So
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
Sorry,
very
I
much.
got, like, a
no,
little
no,
bit,
no,
like-
no. That's really a beautiful story that you just shared. Although it was a lot of hardships, of course, but look at you now. Look at you today. But like what you said as well, what if some people are not resilient or not able to become resilient? Maybe they don't have a strong support system. Maybe they don't have such opportunities that come their way. Then what would happen, right? So collectively as a society, we definitely need to do more. Now, we are at the end of the podcast already, Serene, very fast, right?
yes.
But before we close this beautiful conversation, I'm sure, a lot of people are also curious. What is next for you? What are you looking forward to?
Honestly speaking, I'm still figuring out. Of course, like acting is my passion.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
you're
want-
really good at it as well?
Oh, thank you so much.
And you're singing. Oh my God.
I really
Any new songs in the pipeline, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, yes. Because like singing also is the path that I am trying to explore. So let's see how God is going to lead me through. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. What about your family? How's everyone doing right now?
Yeah, everyone is doing good. Yeah, so we usually practice to pray at night together. Yeah. Although we don't stay together, but sometimes we'll like do calls.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, very nice. Okay, so maybe one last thing to maybe the listeners and viewers, maybe a message of hope for those who are struggling out there, Serene.
As I said, like it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to show your vulnerabilities to your close ones, and like sometimes like life shape you to become a better person. So instead of like we put that in a very negative like perspective, so we could actually use that as like the life experience to actually help someone who is in need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Serene Claire, everyone, here with us at Real Conversations with Anita, brought to you by Tenang is Good and MIASA Malaysia. It was really lovely having this conversation with you, Serene. I'm sure many of our listeners and viewers out there are inspired, are finding that strength to actually, one of the other things that we talk about a lot is to do something about it. So whatever that we are going through, again, like what you said, there's no shame. There shouldn't be any fear, especially in today's world, because there is a lot of help available out there. Right? Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Serene Claire. For those of you who are struggling, you may reach out to our helpline number, 1-800-1800 66, MIASA Malaysia's 24/7 crisis helpline, and we also have our WhatsApp line available for all of you. So that is it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch us on Tenang is Good and also MIASA Malaysia's YouTube channel for our podcast soon. Take care, everyone, and take care of each other.